Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Conrad's College Football Predictions. Now, if you followed my picks last week, you realize I did not do well at all. I was 0-4. I was very mad, very irritated. But this whole season's been crazy. I mean, you have so many upsets, so many sleeper teams, you have so many um, injuries going on right now. It makes it extremely hard to predict. And I just have so many questions from last week. Like, how does Jameis Winston in his first big test going to a very hostile environment in Death Valley, put up 444 yards, something like that, and overall I think he had 5 touchdowns? That's just ridiculous. And on top of that, how does Clemson only score 14 points? They're Clemson. They're known for the offense. How do they only score 14 points? That's I just don't get it. Also, how does Texas A&M put up 41 points and still lose to Auburn? I don't know. And lastly, how does a freshman quarterback from Missouri, in his first game, full game I should say, how does he put up 36 points against the fourth best defense in the country? It just makes absolutely no sense. It's insanity, and I can't take it. No, I'm just kidding. I actually love it. I mean, for my picks, it's terrible, but hey, it's a good year. I have 4 picks out for you this week, so I'm hoping to bounce back, trying to get at least one win. So let's get started with that right now. First off, we have Texas Tech versus Oklahoma. Now, Texas Tech, I think they are completely overrated. They're 10th in the country right now, undefeated, but who have they played? I mean, the best team that they've played is TCU. Their defense is 31st in the country right now when it comes to keeping the opponents off the scoreboard. That's not incredible, but still, when Texas Tech played TCU, they only put up 20 points. That's something to look at, especially since Oklahoma is first in the country when it comes to stopping the pass, and that's where Texas Tech's main attack is the passing game. So if Oklahoma could stop the pass, they control this game completely because Texas Tech is also 98th in the country when it comes to rushing. You can't win games like that, especially against elite programs like Oklahoma. So I think the Sooners get the win, and Texas Tech, I'm sorry, I think that they lose their first game of the year. So I'm going with Oklahoma. Next up, we have South Carolina versus Missouri. Now, I don't know if Connor Shaw for South Carolina is going to play in this game. He got banged up last week, and I think he'll definitely be banged up in this game if he plays. That's something that could be key in this game. Also, Missouri, they put up 500 yards against, like I said, the fourth best defense in the country going into last week. Um, I was just really shocked with the way that this freshman quarterback played. Also, South Carolina, they're not the same defense that they were last year. It's really disappointing me. I had really high expectations. You know, you hear all this talk about Jadeveon Clowney winning the Heisman. I thought that was crazy going into the year, but I thought it was definitely a possibility. Now it's completely out the window. South Carolina is a team 54th in the country in sacks, and they're 87th in the country in turnovers forced. So their defense nowhere near where they were last year. Davian Clowney doesn't even crack the top 400 in the country in tackles for loss, or tackles in general, I should say. So they're just not getting the job done, especially last week against Tennessee. Tennessee, an offense who's 109th in the country in passing yards. They're 97th in the country in fewest interceptions, so they turn the ball over a lot. And also, they're 61st in the country in points per game. This is not a spectacular offense, and yet they still beat South Carolina. So I don't even know what this South Carolina team is doing. I like the way that Missouri's been playing. I'm going with the Tigers in this one. So that's my pick for that. Now it's a big game of the week. It's UCLA versus Oregon. Now UCLA is 2-9 in the series since 2000. Just want to point that out. UCLA is also 51st in the country when it comes to stopping the rush. It's not terrible, but you're going up against, in my opinion, the best offense in the country, especially in the running game. I mean, Marcus Mariota, fantastic season so far. This whole entire offense is clicking. It's very fun to watch. UCLA also, they gave up 171 yards to Tyler Gaffney last week. He's Stanford's running back. He only averaged 95 yards, which is still pretty good, but he only averaged 95 yards per game going into that game. and UCLA let them get almost double that amount. So also, Marcus Mariota is averaging almost 70 yards per game against AP ranked teams so far in his career. And Oregon, since Mariota took starting position job, they have 230 rushing yards per game. So they are very, very good in the rushing game. I think that UCLA is definitely going to struggle trying to stop that. Also, Oregon only has one game this year where they've had less than 50 points. That's just crazy. And even in the one game, they still scored 45. I mean, they're ridiculous. I have to go with the Ducks in this one, and I think that they beat UCLA. Now, so for the night train, lock of the week, and it's Stanford over Oregon State. Now, Oregon State is first in the country in passing yards, but, Stanford, their defense, especially after last week, they just really impressed me. They held Brett Hundley, a Heisman candidate, to, I think it was 192 passing yards, which is his third lowest in his career. They were making him feel uneasy in the pocket the whole game, and I think that they could definitely do the same to Sean Mannion. And like the Texas Tech Oklahoma game, if Stanford stops the pass, then they win this game easily, because Oregon State, they are 122nd in the country when it comes to rushing, so they're even worse than Texas Tech. I'm going with the Cardinal in this game. And that's it for me. Enjoy your week in college football. Let's hope I do not go 0-4. See ya.